Straight into it. What's it called? Again, with Abdul on his signature Phoenix, he's looked really good. In fact, the last time these two teams faced was actually on this map, and what's it called won very handedly. This time, it's triple duelist setup, no sentinel for Daybreak, which would be surprising for any other team, but and as you know, Daybreak do not care at all about the rules. 2 sheriffs, 3 ghosts on the other side. What's it called with a very stereotypical comp. Reality immediately pushing the tempo alongside Mason. Dart goes out, we'll see nothing. What's it called? Take the opportunity to break into garage. Dart goes out, a little bit of fake pressure. Sliz falls to Consume right away. Argini tries to get the trade. Paranoia expended. Consume posted up in backside, but animated, saving the day. A quick double carp. Manages to finally find the trade alongside Eclipse. C-site left wide open. However, it is a 3 versus 2. Top of the spike. Drone expended now. Fighting for any space they could possibly find. Average. Break of the drone. Going to be scanned up. Might have seen Reality Spike. Pushing into spawn. Carp finds Average for Mason on the trade. 1 versus 1. And Mason absolutely good for it. Dominant first round from Daybreak, although it did get pretty scrappy towards the end. Fatal flaw from Carp, pushing into Daybreak spawn with the spike. An interesting choice. However, in the grand scheme of things, it is just 1 pistol. 1 out of 6. Second to last pistol over now. What's it called? Have won their fair share of ecos. We'll be fighting to do that now. It's a strong buyout from Daybreak. Really can only afford 1 death here. Everyone else on the rifle. Flash goes out, animated. Feeling the pressure, forced to back off Sliz, getting a quick plant in. Shocks go down. Don't hit anything. Abdul heal as well. Reality fishing for picks, and Mason as well finds 2 easy shots before Sliz finally shoots him down. Average on the trade, and it is done. Only losing 1 rifle into this round.
Here.
Investment is good.
Here.
Spike money, though, for what's it called, going to be valued very heavily. Now, bonus round for Daybreak, but pretty heavy investment. Reality deciding that buying an extra rifle into it is a good idea. In fact, every member of Daybreak, well, no, never mind. Investment has been decided against. Mason and Reality instead picking up some pistols. Average solo on A, Dart goes out, faking pressure while Daybreak walks down mid. Consume, dash goes out, Reality finds an opener, but Sliz with the trade. Animated catches Sliz overextending. Argini still stuck in mid, but for now Daybreak are none the wiser, but Argini pushes his luck. Animated gets the pick, guns down, rifles in Daybreak's territory. What's it called? Take the opportunity. Break into the A site. Average forced to fall off. Molly goes through, a little bit of extra stall. Shocks as well, not going to hit. Carp planning in an unorthodox position. Abdul fights animated off. Not before Daybreak is allowed to push straight through. It's guarded up. Average cannot close the round out. Close but no cigar. Damage is still good though. What's it called? Gonna be pretty mad that they lost that many investments while Daybreak have so much money now. And if they win this round, money might just start to get pretty out of hand. Snowballing is good as well. 2 off the Clove ult already, 4 off the Sova ult. Abdul already just 2 off his Phoenix ult. Could be the game changer for what's it called, Carp. 1 off of his Sova ult. Very clear understanding of the win conditions. Eclipse choosing not to buy. Operator does come out for Consume. Smokes go down. Not going to stop Mason from pushing straight out of A. It's a repeat of the pistol round. Is what's it called? Walk straight into garage. Consume on the line, chooses to fall off, feeling the pressure.
I'm out of here.
Sliz now decides to push the pace. Paranoia goes out. Consume barely makes it out alive, albeit with a little bit of damage. Will be happy to just make it out with his self intact.
Spike planted.
Animated, about to take an engagement out in garage. Argini finds Mason on the flank, but Average will go unchecked just for now. Reality, flash is good, might allow Animated to swing. Spam, Animated finds Sliz, Carp with the trade, but Reality just too good. Phoenix ultimate deemed worthwhile. Finds Argini before Abdul sits him down. 2v3 now. Abdul on site, checks Reality, puts him in his place. Consume, second challenger appears, flash goes out, Eclipse full blind finds the pick. Average in 1 versus 2. Can he do? What can he find? Absolutely nothing as Eclipse. Good for it. Doesn't even need a rifle. 2-2. What's it called? Crawling their way back in, forcing Daybreak down onto a save, and all of a sudden, tables have flipped. It's what's it called with the economy that is absolutely flourishing. Harp has that Sova ultimate. Well, Reality already used his Phoenix ultimate, got a pick out of it, but did not manage to find the round. It's Average alone on the A side this time, just hoping to fake a fight. Dart goes out. What's it called? Dodging for now. Mason jiggle on C. Decides it's not worth it. However, the chamber trip still holding all of that space. Doesn't even need to worry about the pressure. What's it called? Just gonna walk down long now. Flash goes out. It's a triple reclear. Quadruple even on mid. Consumes dash will be heard. Now, what's it called? Decides to just push the pace. Flash goes out along with the neon wall. An empty site to be found. Average forced all the way into heaven. Daybreak fighting for their own space. Argini catches Consume on the flank. Animated still alive. Will be caught out by Eclipse. Chooses not to use the ult, but Average somehow finds 2. Gun dropped over as well. Neon ultimate expended. Mason hoping to make a go of things. Whips onto Eclipse, but Mason still has the trade. Chooses to wrap all the way back around to Sewer. Argini finds 3 just to keep them alive, give them any sliver of hope. Mason in 1 versus 1. Ult goes down, and it's Mason with the 3K. What a round from this guy. A high performer coming out just when they need him. Daybreak finding their 3rd round off the back of individual heroics. An Omen ult that was made in absolute desperation will not manage to find any value. Instead, Mason navigating the situation very, very intelligently, despite the circumstances. 7-3. Oh, if Mason's online, of course, but these other big players can also get online. Might end up being a pretty easy time for Daybreak, but so far, Reality, everyone below is negative. Mason, only one carrying them through so far. Another mid fight. Quadruple walkout. Dart goes out into a long, instantly broken. What's it called? Faking their intentions. Flash goes out, not going to find anything. Instead, Daybreak again choose to push the pace. Animated, absolutely no respect. Finds the first onto Eclipse. They manage to fast flood back onto the A side. Decide to stay and fight. Average in Mason, a 2-man army. Argini and Sliz though. Evening the odds. Animated, putting it into a 1 versus 2. Ult goes out. Argini navigating this box. Sticky situation in heaven. Can find the 4th, but cannot find the 5th. Daybreak with a 4th round. Close, but still. Round is a round. Ultimate's going to be used, but for a good cause. Forces Daybreak. Oh, sorry. Forces what's it called all the way down onto a save. Pivotal moment. Empty C site. Daybreak choosing to fight A. A little bit of a misread, but Consume with the instant opener onto Abdul. Sliz deems this ult worthy to be used, but Animated almost hits him down. Carp swoops in, saves the day. Sliz on 1 HP. Argini catches Mason, but Consume wants to keep going. Ult goes out, stops the plant just for now. Carp going to be cut out, but Eclipse puts it back in his favor. Average in a 1 versus 3 would have to be one for the ages. 2 low HP players. Eclipse, tap of the spike, drops it over to Sliz. Average making his intentions known. has to re-clear garage. Luckily, no one playing here for now. Smoke goes out. Temporary relief for Average. Not for long, though. Now, Smoke fades. Argini in the open barely manages to avoid his fate. Dart goes out. No, instead, Average wants to play it slow. Sliz, none the wiser, but Average does not clear shite. 0-2, what's it called? Finds a third round. But wants to put it even.
Look for my shadows, they will hide you.
Daybreak this time. Dart will be broken. Presence shown in garage.
Go, go, go.
Now, what's it called? Wants to pivot over to B. Abdul sits Mason down. Dart catches Sliz. Plastic is good for it, but Average. Oh my god, Sliz straight through the smoke. Opens this round up. Putting Consume and Animated in a 2 versus 5. Spike now planted, time ticking away. Consume, dash popped, drone preventing him from taking the angle. Darts missed. Flash goes out. Space taken. Animated, doing work on the flank. Finds Argini. Carp, shot goes out. Hits Animated square in the chest. Jiggle peek is good for it. Abdul around the angle. Catches Animated. Consume though. Finds a quick double. Might just be able to make a go of things, but no, it's Sliz instead. What's it called? A fourth round, evening it up. Timeout will go out. Whose timeout is this? I can't tell from the overlay.
It's Daybreak's.
Okay, Daybreak now taking a timeout, pushing the big red button at a very pivotal moment, wanting to get things back on track, a little bit of a course correct. Argini 10-7 right now. This kid's absolutely frying. Last season, the Invitational, things ended pretty sour. Left a bad taste in everyone's mouth after Argini got dropped. Underperforming compared to his real level of play. Now being picked back up by what's it called these past few series. He's been absolutely frying on the Smoke's role. It's really, really good to see someone young doing his own level justice. That's what I'm trying to say. Frozen in time now. Timeout ending. Daybreak on a broken bye, but still manages to force something out.
Get out of the screen.
Dart goes out. Can't catch anything, but Argini, first one caught. Presence shown, keeping Daybreak with two people on the A site might be a secret blessing in disguise. If what's it called can play off of this correctly, even Animated. Rotating over to the A site. Drone goes out though, clearing all of this pressure away. Reality floating the walkout, but chooses not to. Are you okay?
How do I get out of first? How do I get back into first person?
Check like the keybinds for it.
Okay.
I'll observe for a little bit. Flash goes out. Back onto the site. Carp getting this plant down. Tell me whenever you're ready. My headset is
Spike
connected.
planted.
Dash going to be popped for Consume, but Eclipse finds the first on the Mason. Consume 1 HP. Dart as well. This time will not be broken. Clips finds another Abdul as well. Daybreak feeling suffocated. On the angle.
Last player standing.
Clips finds Consume and Abdul hits a belter, putting them up by 1. 5 rounds for what's it called. Daybreak starting to sweat.
Close. Eyes up.
However, considering the composition that Daybreak are running, 4 rounds might be more than enough. Not to infuse this casting with any copium, but what's it called, need to be doing a better job of cracking the sentinel-less defense. 2 over in A long now. Reality and average. Looking to fight out. At the same time, Mason and Garage again looking to push the pace. Average and Reality playing it slowly. Tucked behind the angle. Little do they know. Sliz walking down A main. Spotted out by the drone. Has to tuck away. Reality primed and ready. Waiting for the perfect timing, and it might come sooner than later. However, Carp, 6th Sense online. Reality forced off the line before using a flash. Mason pushing straight out in the middle will not be found by Eclipse. Instead, manages to insert himself into window. Eclipse takes him out. Silent Assassin. Daybreak immediately reading this hit, rotating over to C, but will not be able to get there in time. Actually, no, soon. Wants to play it risky. Argini sticking this teleport, but will go red by Consume. Hits a banger. Animated as well. Abdul down for the count. As long as they don't overheat, this could be their round, but Carp finds an easy, quick 2. No, 3. This guy's going crazy. Reality, 1 versus 2. Only a Sheriff left to discuss, and it's Reality straight through the wall. He doesn't even need a rifle. Hits the 1 versus 2. Now, big names starting to heat up. Putting them back on the board. Heavy over towards mid again, Daybreak placing extra emphasis on the space they would usually have held down by the Sentinel. Consume alone on the C site, a smoke, the only thing separating him from Eclipse. Now fading, might be able to get engagement here, but instead takes the damage. 80 or 120, doesn't matter. Eclipse makes it out alive, barely. Abdul pushing into their spawn, doesn't manage to find anything but space. Still a very important asset. Mason has the read though. Eclipse dead and gone. Now what's it called? Have to be extra careful. Pressure of a flank. Argini sticking a teleport into heaven, getting cut out by average. Abdul though does get the trade. Sliz sits Reality's ultimate down. Mason pushing straight out. Madman behavior, but animated. Finds another. Ultimate will be popped. Abdul, last one left alive. Flash goes out. Animated around the box, around the angle, finds the headshot. And Daybreak all of a sudden have flipped the script. 6 rounds on defense with a comp that doesn't have a Sentinel. And what's it called? Now, in this very, very sticky situation, they need to find this round.
Last round in the
How are they ever going to defend against a comp with 3 duelists? That's what this comp is made for, attack. Keeping it simple, just running it down. Now, I heard a little bit of Daybreak's comms before this map, and they were talking about it too. They were talking about how they just want to keep it simple. They don't want to do anything crazy. I will quote directly from one of their players. Daybreak, sorry, what's it called? Wants us to think, so we're not going to think. I heard that in their call, I swear to God. Now I see what they were talking about. Guard goes out, but will not find anything. Average though, catches Sliz on the Jiggle Peak. Even Average getting activated now. Consume on the C site, clearing all of this pressure away. Acting as a pseudo sentinel, putting his body onto the line. Dart, smoke, it's an A hit. Daybreak still holding strong. Drone goes out, forcing them back. Only for a little bit. Argini top of the spike. Daybreak grouping up now. Flash goes out. Eclipse forced off the line. Mason finds the first with the neon ult. Clears hell quick. Finds another one. Carp, last one left alive. 1 HP. Falls off before his Sova ultimate going to be popped now. Immediately falls off. Ultimate used for basically nothing. Has to run it down, but Reality sticking. And Carp can't find anything. 7-5. Daybreak showing us something incredible compared to the last time that they played. What's it called?
Switching sides.
1 minute pause, by the way.
New tactics, keep it fresh, yeah?
If I could, I'd like to highlight the fact that what's it called?
There's no cheat. There's no pause.
All right,
Yeah.
I got you. Don't worry. Hold on. Let me know whenever the timer is up. Whenever the 1 minute is up.
Yeah, that's on. I don't know. I just don't have it on my side.
Nah, it was my bad. It was my bad. Daybreak pushing the tempo on defense, and what's it called? Ready for it about half the time, but the other half led to Daybreak getting a nice, clean 7 rounds, 2-round lead even. Now, what's it called? Could demolish this lead with just a simple pistol and eco. But if Daybreak find this pistol and eco, and maybe even a bonus, perhaps, things would not be looking too good. Daybreak pinging out mid garage. The trip in garage would easily be cleared out by Shock Dart or a Phoenix Molly.
Minute is up.
Did you type like live in the chat?
Yep.
Appreciate it. Want to see how fast Daybreak will go. I imagine this isn't a comp that they can exactly play slow with. Let's see pace being pushed right off grip. What's it called now? Hanging back. Dart goes out, Eclipse instantly catches the first onto Consume. Mason filling in the space, but no trade to be found. Argini has a suspicion. Gives them a sight smoke on the C side. Animated walking up on the B. Has a read. Argini manages to make it out alive. Dart goes out as well as the paranoia. Reality forcing his way onto the site. Finds the pick onto Argini. Carp finds Reality pushing dry through the smoke. Molly goes down, animated, holding the angle as best as he can. Feeling pressure from all sides. Smoke fades now. Mason just wants to run it, but Sliz catches him overextending as well as Carp. Last one left alive. Carp with the 3K. Daybreak throwing their lives away for nothing.
A bow and arrow is old-fashioned, but sometimes old ways are best.
Finding a much-needed pistol. Eclipse forced off the line. Mason finds the first with the neon.
Scanning ahead.
Instantly, Carp guarding A, getting all the information they need. Pace being pushed from Daybreak now. Shot goes out. Consume catches the first onto Abdul somehow as well as Mason. Fighting their way onto site. Sliz gets a pity kill onto Animated, but Carp dinked up already. Consumed around the angle. Mason with the kill onto Sliz. Argini trying his best with a quick double. Reality and Average taken down in the grave. Mason has an outlaw that would have to contend against Argini. Going nuclear right now. 4K to keep them in. Heroics from the Wonder Kid to make sure they don't lose their anti-eco. Now into the bonus. Daybreak, 0 investment found, but the kills in the spike plant gonna make sure they can get a pretty decent investment rolling. Here's where we might start to see things heating up. The line between elimination and pushing forward in the lower bracket is thin and wiry. Both teams balancing on it, teetering on the edge, the brink of elimination, fighting to stay alive. Daybreak, their solution to the problem. Hitting fast, hitting hard on the A site. Carp wants to dart again. Might not be ready for the aggression Daybreak is about to show. Average hanging back. Another dart.
Cover going
Engagement being taken on the A site. Sliz in the corner with a judge. Might go uncleared. Dart actually might be good for it. Drone just might clear him, and indeed it does, but it doesn't matter. Sliz still finds one. Mason sits him down before Carp does find Consume. Stuck behind smokes, but animated. Absolutely no respect yet again. Finds
enemy
Argini,
remaining.
average. Sits the scans down.
One enemy
Clips with the
remaining.
outlaw finds 2, and all of a sudden it's a 1 versus 1. Spike goes
planted.
down. Eclipse.
Teleport's ready.
Nothing but his headhunter, but average doesn't want to give him any chance to breathe. 8-7, Daybreak winning it on a dime.
Level heads until we're home, yes?
Teetering on that tightrope. Teetering on that tight rope. There we go. Holy, the tongue twister. First buy round, and Daybreak can barely muster anything up. Consume on the Stinger. Animated on the Guardian, everyone else with a traditional rifle. Sliz still choosing to keep their judge into this one. Daybreak about to push straight into a stacked site, unbeknownst to them. Wall goes up, orb being taken for reality, spam out. They don't want to stop there though. Flash goes through, piling on the pressure. 3 strong on the C site, but reality wants to have something to say about it. Eclipse does sit the ult down. Mason forcing his way onto site, in backside somehow finds Abdul. No! Abdul stunned up! Things are going terribly wrong for Daybreak. Average finds Eclipse, top of the spike.
Last player standing.
But Sliz with the judge. Abdul in backside, full stunned up. Manages to capitalize on Mason's brief bout of whiffiness. Taking chances as they come. Accepting them as much needed blessings as what's it called, even the scoreboard.
That's a good spot. They are so dead.
This should do.
Spike goes down. Eclipse.
Teleport's
Eclipse with the operator. Here's the pace being pushed, but he will be ignored. Finds a gap, pushes out. Not before Daybreak. He found the way onto the B-side. Eclipse. Finds 1 kill, just
One enemy remaining.
condolences, but
ready.
round is over in the blink of an eye. Ultimate orbs mainly going towards that Sova there. Now
What do you
has
say,
this
Gold?
big
Ready to
ultimate
stretch
up
your wings?
online. Mason came into this half playing hot. What's it called? I've managed to cool the superstar off. Cool the superstar off. Oh my god. I can't talk. Now, barely even. Wanting to break even with this round here. 3 starting heavy over towards C. Smoke goes out. Clips tries to take a timing. Nothing will be found though. Shocks from average, trying to do something, anything. Little bits of damage. Eclipse repositioning over in garage. Daybreak now. Following the trail onto B site, sniffing out the weak gap. Wall goes up. Carp might have something to say about this instead. Consume finds his way onto site, but Argini capitalizes. Daybreak once again pushing into enemy territory, deep into space they don't
One
have.
enemy remaining. Spike
Last one
down.
left alive. Mason gonna have to go big here. Slides straight into them, but doesn't find anything. 8-10. Daybreak starting to slow down, churning and burning and struggling along as they lose 3 in a row. This is their attacker half, meant to be their better half. But Eclipse and Abdul have just been too good so far. Even Carp, name we don't usually see up there, is now fracking heavy enough to force a timeout out of Daybreak. Eclipse still keeping the operator into this rounds. Been good with it so far, however, the real bout of impact hasn't come from the kills and the mechanical greatness that he's exerted. Instead, it's from the space that he's holding down against a comp that is ultimately incredibly aggressive. Face being pushed, the 5-man hit for Daybreak. Eclipse though, not one to falter in his aim. So the ultimate goes out, allowing Reality and Consume to capitalize. Operator now grabbed for Reality, heal goes out. Team damage inflicted. Consume, wanting to push the pace, gaining even more space on site. Operator now on the line. Mason might be good for one. Someone breaks this drone. Break it they will. Mason. Flick of the wrist onto Sliz. Carp though. Trade goes out onto Reality. Still in heaven. Tries to take his timing, and timing he does take. Shot goes out.
Shock dart. Shock dart.
Doing damage on a sewer player that was never there to begin with. Average getting caught out and is Consumed. Last one left alive. Dash goes out and Consume! The shotgun blast in Argini's face!
No charges left.
Finding a round
Let's
that
go.
they had
I got
no
things to do.
business winning off the back of an incredibly well-used jet knife.
No peeking.
Start now. Scanning out space. Not find any information, but Reality makes his presence known. Carp backing off in the spawn. Reality, another Phoenix ultimate. This one might just go better than the last. Mason finding easy kills. Sliz and Carp going down. Putting what's it called into a 3 versus 5 situation.
Planted.
They will have to retake against a full squad. Now falling off back in the long. Don't want to give them anything. What's it called? Doing their due diligence just to take space that is completely and totally empty. It's Mason and Animated reaggressing in garage, getting even more space, but Argini finds Mason overextending. Animated though, the rewrap, the free flank finds Argini. 2 left alive. Argini around the angle, knife out, pulls the rifle, ready to capitalize,
One
but
enemy
instead,
remaining.
Reality is there. And Animated pulls his knife out, allows Average to find the kill. A pity pick, 10 to 10. Daybreak equalizing, and now we're really getting it down to it. Economy starting to get pretty shaky for what's it called. Full buy might barely be able to be mustered, pulled out of thin air here. Daybreak have so much money. Stacks on stacks of it. Six down, Mason immediately in mid. Guard goes out yet again, going unbroken. Daybreak have other priorities. Pinged out in garage. Trip still standing, holding down space. Not for long. Drone goes out. Finds an empty tunnel waiting. Mason making his intentions very known as he breaks that trip. 3 strong on C. Pressure mounting. Causing what's it called to stack the site, but Argini. 6 stints activating. Spider-Man doing wonders. Clearing out some of this early garage space as Carp takes an engagement. Now getting run down. 2 on the site. Carp, drone goes out. Able to do something, anything against him. Animated, finds Sliz. Judge up close, finds nothing. Stun goes out. Buys extra time as well as the Molly, wanting to make sure they can safely get the plant, but Argini, disrespectful as all hell. Finds Mason.
Spike planted.
Spike goes down. Pressure mounting against what's it called. They lose this round. Economy will be cooked. Phoenix ultimate comes out. Abdul. Raid boss.
Last
But
player
Consume.
standing.
Sits him down in reality as well. Catches the Omen ult. Abdul, last one left alive. Flash goes out. Two and Sewer holding the cross. Abdul playing with time. He does not have. Flash goes out. Reality making himself known. Wall as well. Wants to make sure he cannot die. Abdul flicks him away like a mosquito, and all of a sudden, this is a dangerous round. Wall goes out, but Daybreak still respecting him so much before Consume gets the 11th round for Daybreak. Daybreak up and 2 away
Just
from
let them
eliminating
try.
what's it called and moving to the lower final. And what's it called?
Need a
Right
drop.
whenever they need it, Economy has absolutely been vanquished. It's a save, right? Right whenever they need
That's
to
a
be
good spot.
getting rounds on board. Instead of saving last round, they chose to force into it. They're not in a good situation at all.
Perfect.
Eclipse choosing to buy for an operator that he simply does not have. 2 orbs though, not completely undoable. It's a fight down mid, but Daybreak have read it perfectly. Flash goes through, but Mason capitalizes on the team flash, pushing the pace so egregiously. Sliz on the flank, Average taking
Blocking
fights
sight.
against something cannot defend against.
Spike planted.
As the Outlaw, hoping to find anything, an angle onto a player he cannot see. This Daybreak post plant slowly being worked, being penetrated as Carp finds animated. Ult goes out, Argini making sure nothing will be found. 1 HP, but still maneuvering around. The Wonder Kid finally sat down. Carp and Sliz making this dangerous shot goes out, as well as the wall
standing.
Consume takes the timing. Has the angle, last one left alive. Carp, what do you have to show us? Consume, forced off the angle.
Last
Vandal
player
shot taken, finds the first. And Carp is absolutely incredible when you need him. But I'm sure he does not have time. It's going to be so dang close, and I believe that he does not have it. Time running out. And Carp nails the defuse. 25 milliseconds. He does not even need a gun. He's monstrous when he gets going. Carp. Daybreak gonna be mad that they lost that one. The most pivotal moment you could have possibly found to even the score up. And now both of these teams are 2 away from eliminating the opponent. Now things reset. Daybreak trying to focus on the future. Yet again, Dart going unbroken. Carp and Sliz rotating off right away. They have the correct read. Daybreak working middle. Spike dropped over the Average as Consume walks up into garage. Knows it's usually clear, but still playing it as safe as he possibly can. Dart goes out, as well as the Phoenix will have to fake onto the B site. Pressure forces the smoke out of Argini. Now, true intentions being revealed. Eclipse on site to contend against what is essentially an army, and Consume make sure nothing will be found, but Abdul and Argini on site, animated doing his absolute best. Sobol goes down, undodgeable. Sliz pick onto Average, animated though. Raid boss still alive. In reality, puts it in a 2 versus 1. Daybreak, you cannot afford to lose. Carp, you just pulled off a miracle. Now you gotta be Jesus Christ.
Joke's over.
Reality makes sure that nothing can go wrong, animated with the 3K, and that's what it takes to find series points.
Match
What's it
point.
called? Up against the wall, being suffocated by Daybreak, who, despite all odds, managed to break their way through back into this game. And just whenever things are getting absolutely detrimental, the buy is just not there. Eclipse has his ultimate, but 3 half shields. I think 2 judges on the board, a Guardian as well. There's only 1 rifle. Gonna have to make do with unfortunate circumstances. Daybreak, another 5-man hit onto
You
A,
want to
has the
play?
read. It's
Let's
just
play.
Carp. Dart goes through this time, will be broken. Calls his team back over, but I don't know if it'll ride fast enough. Down long already, Mason pushing the pace. Carp forced to fall off. It's gonna be a 5 versus 5 retake. Animated on site. Smoke goes out, not stopping anything. Molly as well, and the shock. Some damage, outlaw shots. There's a flank coming through. Now, Abdul, right when you need him, has a bright idea. Might end up being genius if he actually gets the kill, but Average has found him, caught him out. Notices the Guardian. Smoke goes through. What's it called? Making things dangerous. Solo ultimate gonna be popped super early, but reality finds Sliz, Abdul, and Argini. Working magic. Making miracles. Time ticking down. Carp. And
Revealing area.
Dart's going down. Scan as well. Stuck in heaven, Dark
One
missing,
enemy remaining.
animated puts it into a 3 versus 1. What's it called? Have no time, and that is it. What's it
Attackers
called?
win.
I'm not
The
tired. Are
underdog
you?
run of a century comes to fruition as they knock What's It Called out of the night sky arena.